Peace and blessings to you, dear soul. You're not here by accident. This very moment was arranged by something much bigger than just chance. It feels like your name has been carried on heavenly breezes, and this message has found its way to you for a special reason. If you feel a warmth growing in your chest, if your heart suddenly feels more alive than it did a moment ago, if your spirit is leaning and even if your mind doesn't quite get why, let that be your sign. Heaven is trying to share something sacred with you. Take a deep breath, and if you're feeling it deep inside, affirm to yourself, I receive. Yes, say it out loud. Declare it with confidence. I receive. That simple phrase is like a key. It unlocks something in the world we can't see. It tells your spiritual guides, I'm ready. It tells the divine, I'm listening. This is your source of divine reminders and spiritual truth. If you feel moved to support what's nourishing your soul, please do. Now listen closely, because what your soulmate is planning is about to amaze you. This isn't just another love story. It's a divine plan. Word from a spiritual realm is that the person chosen for you is already making big moves behind the scenes. They're not just thinking about a casual date. They're thinking about your shared destiny. You see, this person, this soulmate, isn't planning to just drift into your life. They're preparing to transform it. They don't want a short-term fling. They want a solid foundation. They're not looking for temporary happiness. They want eternal purpose. And the Spirit says you are their special assignment. Pause with that thought. Let it really sink into your spirit. You are someone's divine assignment. They've been praying for clearness, asking for guidance on what to do next. And guess what? The vision they're getting includes you, your face, your voice, your very presence. They are planning things that might not make sense to the everyday world, but make perfect sense from a higher perspective. And I know some of you are tired. You've been waiting. You've gone through so much disappointment. You've prayed, fasted, cried, let go, and surrendered. And still, your life felt empty. Still, the silence was painful. Still, the promises seemed far off. But, dear one, as it's written, when the time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. Isaiah 60, verse 22. That time is getting closer. Your soulmate's plans aren't just vague dreams. They are specific and intentional. They are putting things into place because they want to build something sacred with you. They are asking themselves the tough questions, reorganizing their finances, clearing out unhelpful influences, perhaps even considering big life changes like acquiring property or investing wisely. They're letting go of what no longer fits because their future now has your name written all over it. And yes, they might not have even met you in person yet, but in spirit, they know you. They feel the pull. They've heard your soul in their sleep. They've sensed your presence in quiet moments. And their guides have whispered to them, prepare. They are coming. This connection isn't ordinary. It's deeply spiritual. And your guides are saying, the plans they are making will shock you. But not because they're reckless or impulsive, but because they are finally moving in line with divine guidance. They might have resisted this nudge for a while. They might have doubted or delayed. But something in them has shifted, and that shift, that awakening, has your influence all over it. As the proverb says, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Proverbs 19, verse 21. And your soulmate is aligning with that purpose. That's why things are speeding up. That's why you've been feeling a spiritual boost lately. That's why you're here right now, hearing this, because the time of preparation is ending and the time for things to happen is beginning. Take a breath. You'll start to notice signs. Dreams will become clearer. Names might seem to echo around you. Random conversations will lead you to unexpected insights. And you'll feel it. Something deep inside you will just know. Your soulmate is getting ready. They are mapping out a future that doesn't exist yet, but heaven is showing them the blueprints. And guess what? You're in every part of that vision. You're in every plan. You're at the center of their focus. And they're not choosing you because they need saving. They're choosing you because they see a partner. They see a legacy. They want someone who doesn't just pray with them, but prays for them. They want someone who doesn't just love their light, but understand their shadows. You are the answer to their prayers, and they are the answer to yours. If your heart is stirred right now, if your spirit is moved, then pause and listen. Affirm a powerful word in your heart. Something bold, something alive, something that activates your faith. Think it, declare it, seal this moment. The heavens feel open right now. As a psalm says, commit your way to the Lord. Trust in Him, and He will act. Psalm 37 verse 5. And the divine is acting on your behalf through this person, through your soulmate's future plans. These plans include shared journeys, perhaps even shared missions or ventures rooted in spiritual values. They're already dreaming of giving more than they keep. They're already thinking of creating positive change for generations. They're not looking for someone to just get by with. They're looking for someone to thrive with, to travel with, to worship with, to laugh with until your soul feels like it could burst open. They don't want to compete with you. They want to complete the mission together. You've waited. You've grown. You've healed. And now they're coming with plans that will not only bless you, but expand you, challenge you, support you, see you, and yes, love you in a way that makes you forget every tear that came before them. As it's written, the sufferings of this present time are not worth comparing with the glory that is to be revealed in us. Romans 8 verse 18. That glory is coming, and it's carrying your name. Pause again. Let the silence speak. Let this word settle deep in your spirit. If this message resonates, embrace it. Connect with these divine reminders so you don't miss what heaven is sending next. And if your heart feels led to support what is nurturing your soul, feel free to do so. You are not just absorbing a message, you're receiving confirmation. This is your divine update. Your soulmate is moving. They are planning. They are obeying. And when the two of you finally meet, you will not have to wonder, because the plans they've been making will match the prayers you've been praying. And that moment will mark the beginning of everything you didn't even know you were waiting for. Stay faithful, stay open, stay grounded, and affirm it one more time to yourself. I receive. Now breathe. You're not just walking into love, you're walking into a legacy. And your spiritual guides are rejoicing, because heaven knows what's coming will truly amaze you. There's more, dear soul. The Spirit isn't finished speaking. Your guides are still surrounding you, still unfolding layers of this message. And what they are saying now is something you've needed to hear for a long, long time. Your soulmate's plans go beyond romantic gestures. They go deeper than wedding bells and honeymoon dreams. They are planning a life that involves healing, building, giving, and growing with you. Let that sink in. You have prayed to be loved, but the divine is answering with more than love. The divine is answering with partnership. Your guides want you to know that while you were asking for peace, your soulmate was learning how to be a protector of peace. While you were asking for someone to walk with you, they were being taught how to lead and follow in love. There's a reason it's taken time, because this kind of connection isn't made quickly. It's forged in fire. It's refined in silence. It's sculpted by obedience. Your soulmate's journey was not easy. They had to lose things to find purpose. They had to walk away from comfort to discover their calling. They had to experience brokenness before they could carry breakthrough. And now they're ready. Yes, ready to move with intention, to build without fear, to speak truth in love, to show up when it's hard, not just when it's convenient. They've made mistakes. So have you. But instead of being shaped by shame, they've been molded by mercy. That's why they won't judge your past. They'll honor your process. That's why they won't flinch at your flaws. They'll cherish your courage. That's why they're making plans you haven't even prayed for yet, because the divine put you in their vision before you even met. A sacred text echoes this. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Do you feel that? That gentle nudge, that shift in the atmosphere. It's not just emotion, it's recognition. Your spirit is recognizing this truth. Heaven is aligning your timelines. And the next thing your guides want you to know is that this person, they're planning to protect your peace, to honor your dreams, to create a home, not just buy a house, to lead with humility, not pride. They're not perfect, but they are prepared to invest time, energy, presence, and prayer. Prepared to make space for your voice, your vision, your vulnerability. And dear one, they are prepared to fight for this, not with fists but with faith. Because when you arrive in their life, it will confirm everything they've been hoping for. Every sleepless night, every fast, every failed relationship, every no, every door that closed, every prayer that ended with tears, it was all making room for you. This is not fantasy. This is fulfillment. This is divine arrangement. And your guides are clearing the path. They are already removing the counterfeit connections that would confuse you. They are already blocking distractions that would delay the promise. They are already guiding your soulmate to environments where your worlds can intersect. It may be a meeting that looks like a coincidence. It may be a message sent on a random day. It may be a divine interruption you weren't expecting. But when it happens, it will feel like destiny because it is. As it said, seek his kingdom, and these things will be added unto you. Luke 12, verse 31. You've been seeking. You've been sowing in tears. And now it's harvest time. But your guides want you to do one more thing. Make room. Not just in your calendar, but in your heart. Because the love that's coming requires capacity. It requires you to forgive yourself, to release the fear of being abandoned again, to stop hiding the most sacred parts of yourself. Because this person, they're not planning a surface connection. They are planning a spiritual covenant. And covenants require truth. Not performance, not perfection, just truth. They want the real you. They want the honest you. They want the I've been through it, but I still praise the divine you. And they're not afraid of what that looks like. In fact, they've been waiting for it. And you know what else? They're planning to merge their purpose with yours. To not only ask, what do you want, but what is the divine asking of us? They will honor your calling. They will pray over your dreams. They will invest in what sets your soul on fire. They are planning family differently. They are planning partnership differently. They are building with spiritual guidance, not ego. And when they arrive in your life, you won't have to explain your sensitivity. You won't have to dim your light. You won't have to fight to be seen because they already see you. Even now, they see the outline of your spirit in dreams. They see the silhouette of your soul in visions. They've been writing journal entries that sound like prayers for you. And while the world may not understand, heaven approves. You may ask, how will I know it's really them? Peace. Peace will be your compass. Peace that doesn't ignore your instincts but confirms them. Peace that silences every lie that said you weren't enough. Peace that wipes away every fear of the past repeating itself. Peace that lets you breathe again. And when they tell you their plans, when they open their journal, when they share the blueprint the divine gave them, you'll find your name hidden in their vision, your values mirrored in their words, your desires reflected in their dreams. And it will bring tears to your eyes because you'll realize the divine did not forget. The divine was just preparing someone who could carry the weight of your soul. And now they're ready. So breathe, believe, and prepare, because what's coming next is not a coincidence. It's a divine convergence, a holy collision. And when it happens, you'll remember this moment, this word, this divine update. Now breathe again. And if this resonated in your spirit, affirm your powerful word. Whatever word speaks life to you right now, declare it in faith. Speak it into your timeline and stay connected to this source of sacred encouragement. This space is your refuge for confirmation, comfort, and clarity. And if you want to support this work, feel free to do so. Because, dear one, your soulmate's plans, they're bigger than you imagine, more beautiful than you expect, and closer than you realize. They are not planning to casually walk into your life. They're planning to partner with you, to worship with you, to build a legacy beside you. And that's a love that glorifies the divine, and it's already written with your name. Keep your heart open. Stay rooted in truth and trust. It is coming. And now breathe, because your spiritual guides are not just delivering a message. They're preparing a moment in time that will shift your entire story. You may not see it yet. You may still feel the ache of past disappointments. You may still wonder if love like this is real. But your guides are saying, do not mistake the delay for denial. Heaven is never late. It only moves at the speed of divine perfection. And your soulmate, they're being perfectly positioned. Even as you listen now, They're being nudged by the Spirit to let go of distractions, to break away from what's familiar, to step out in faith toward the unknown because their soul is pulling them toward you. And not just to love you, but to build with you, to cover you in prayer when life gets heavy, to speak life into your gifts when you forget who you are, to wipe your tears without judgment, to remind you that you are never too much, never too late, never forgotten. The divine is not just answering your desire for love. The divine is fulfilling a promise, bringing you someone who matches your depth. Not just someone who looks good in pictures, but someone who looks you in the eye and sees your inner light. Someone who gets down on their knees beside you and says, let's seek higher guidance first, together. This is why you faced so many challenges. This is why you've been through storm after storm. This is why you had to heal from wounds that weren't your fault. Because what's coming, it's significant. It's holy. It's fire-baptized and heaven-breathed. And you had to be ready. And dear one, you are. As it's written, so is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. Isaiah 55, verse 11. This word has been sent to you, and it will not return void. It has already begun to activate things in your spirit. Your eyes are softening. Your chest feels a little lighter. Your hope is rising again. That's not by accident. That's the Holy Spirit preparing you to receive. So don't close your heart. Don't rush the process. Don't let your past dictate your posture. Instead, stand in faith. Even if you're still healing, even if your hands are still trembling, even if your trust has scars, because your soulmate, they're coming. And they're not arriving empty-handed. They're bringing vision. They're bringing strategy. They're bringing love with discipline, intention, and fire. And when they finally speak, when they share what the divine has shown them, you'll understand why it took this long, why the road was so hard, why it felt like you were forgotten. Because when they look at you and say, the divine told me you were the one, it will be worth every silent night, every unanswered prayer, every lonely holiday, every closed door. And in that moment, the weight will lift. Your soul will settle, and a deep peace, like the one described in Philippians 4 verse 7, will wash over you like warm rain. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. That kind of peace, that's your confirmation. Not butterflies, not confusion, not chaos dressed as chemistry, but peace. Divine, undeniable, supernatural. And it will whisper to your soul, this is the one. Now, let this message become a part of you. Not just something you hear, but something you hold. Let it sit in your bones. Let it rearrange your thoughts. Let it rewrite the lies the past try to plant. You are not forgotten. You are not broken beyond repair. You're not hard to love. You're chosen, seen, called, held, and on the edge of something incredible. So say it again. Affirm your powerful word. Declare with fire. Speak it into the earth. Something bold, something prophetic, something like alignment, obedience, kingdom, partnership, restoration. Suddenly, let heaven hear you. Let your guides record it. And remember to stay connected to this sacred encouragement. These words are not entertainment. They are assignments, instructions from a higher place. And if this word fed your spirit, feel free to support it. Not because you have to, but because giving is spiritual agreement. You're not just saying you believe, you're activating the blessing. Now inhale one last time. Exhale the doubt and let your spirit rise. Because, dear one, you are about to see what your faith has been building. And the person the divine has been preparing for you. They're already planning, already praying, already coming. And when they arrive, they will love you, cherish you, honor you. Not for what you pretend to be, but for who you truly are. Because they were designed to, and you were designed to receive it. Let it be so. Let it be sealed. Let it be done. Amen.